Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Not sure you could find a program across the country hotter than Mike Norvell and the Florida State Seminoles, not only having a special year on the 2023 football field, but you take a look at the class they're building in 2024. Truly some special stuff, and it gets better this morning as they land the commitment from four-star cornerback Cai Bates from Edgewater in Orlando, Florida. And the first thing I saw or thought of when I saw this news was you take a look at this secondary class Florida State's bringing in 2024. It has to be one of the more special position group classes I've seen since I followed recruiting. I mean, not only is Florida State up to a top 3 class in the 2024 recruiting rankings, but specifically this secondary, it's truly special. I mean, you have number 1 safety in the country, KJ Bolden, Charles Lester, Jamari Howard. Now you add Cai Bates. That's 4 guys in the top 100 nationally coming to Tallahassee, and this is on the heels of a Florida State secondary room that not getting talked enough about of what they're doing in the 2023 season. This is a Florida State secondary that's given up a 48% completion percentage to opposing quarterbacks. That's number 1 in the country. This is an extremely exciting development for Florida State. Not only a great secondary on the field, but you look at the future, I mean, this secondary is not going anywhere for the Florida State Seminoles. Really excited to break down Cai Bates. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys and a true special shout out to the Florida State fans. This is a program that Mike Norvell is running that I absolutely love. I love talking about, but I love talking about it so much because there is just a ton of support from the Florida State fans, a ton of go Noles in the comment section. Again, can't thank you guys enough for rocking with the boys and all the support you guys have shown. Transfer portal season coming up as well. Going to try to be covering as much of that for Florida State as well. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And let's get into Cai Bates. We'll take a little dive into the film, talk about this Florida State secondary in 2024, and kind of take a look at this class Florida State is bringing in. But Cai Bates first, right? This is a guy that you know why Mike Norvell and this coaching staff loved him. You know why most of the Power 5 teams across the country really loved him. What are colleges and NFL teams really targeting at that cornerback position? They want length, right? You have those big body wide receivers who are emerging at the college and NFL level. You got to have cornerbacks that have the size and length to deal with those kind of bodies on the outside. Cai Bates has that in full. It's really long arms. He's 6'1.5", but what sets Cai Bates apart, what makes you see him have that top 100 national recruiting ranking is he's got the length, but he's also an extremely smooth mover. He's able to mirror wide receivers extremely well. He has that long speed, but what my favorite aspect of his tape is, watching a little bit back this morning, the ball skills are absolutely incredible, especially this senior year. You look at Cai Bates, he's always around the football. When it's time to high point the football or go attack the football, he's very comfortable doing that, and that is probably the biggest hole you see in a lot of cornerbacks at the college football levels. They're good athletes. They can be in the right position, but when that football's in the air, they panic. Defensive pass interferences, just not playing the football when it's in the air. Cai Bates, a former basketball player, has that basketball background, has those ball skills to go up and make a play in the football. He's a two-way guy, had 17 catches for 250 yards as a junior at the wide receiver position, and you see those ball skills on the film. Now, I'm done talking about Cai Bates. Let's talk a little bit or watch a little bit about what Cai Bates can bring to the table. And you're going to see right away kind of how comfortable he is, not only the ball skills, the fluid mover, but the instincts that he has as well. When that football's in the air, we're breaking off our route. And that's what's special about Cai Bates is like he's really athletic, but he has those instincts. Guy running kind of free up the sideline, comes off his route, cuts off the football, then he takes it back to the house again. You see the smooth mover on the film as well. Instincts, physical traits, when those two things are married, that's when you get a special cornerback. Again, breaking off his route to go play the football. This guy's a ball hawk. He's going to get some turnovers, reading the quarterback's eyes, making a play on the football. There's a lot to like about what Cai Bates brings to the table. And again, this secondary room is going to be absolutely loaded the next couple of years. Can play along the line of scrimmage. This was one of my other favorite plays on the film. I mean, you see him come up, and you got to be able to make plays in space. You got to be able to tackle in space. You got to be able to be physical. Fires downhill, layers the boom. He kind of checks every box that you want You see a little tip drill again, ball skills. Whenever that football's in the air, Cai Bates seems like he's around the football, which is exactly what you want in a cornerback. Watch a few more plays, but you guys are kind of getting the sense of how I think why Cai Bates is so special. We're going to be right up on the line of scrimmage, put hands on the wide receiver, trail him right down the field here. You see the long speed, right? Mirrors the wide receiver, long speed to keep up with him, squeezes him out to the sideline. Not only all the physical traits there, but what's most important to Cai Bates is that he gets the position. I mean, you're seeing him make plays on the football. You're seeing him have good technique, be a fluid mover. All those things are exactly what you're looking at in that cornerback position. Now, this is what's special. You take a look at this 2024 class, top 3 class in the country. But what I want to first focus on is the secondary room, right? You got KJ Bolden, the #1 safety in the country. You scroll down, Charles Lester, one of the top cornerbacks in the country. You keep scrolling down. Now you add Jamari Howard and Cai Bates. 4 guys coming into the secondary. Yeah, shout out Pastor Tam, by the way. But 4 guys coming in to the secondary that are top 100 national players. You look at this secondary, not only is it elite on the field in 2023, but it ain't going anywhere the next couple of years. And what's even more special about this Florida State class, as you kind of dissect it, is it's pretty damn complete, right? You have your quarterback of the future, and Luke Kromenhoek, who continues to just skyrocket up the recruiting rankings. You've recruited some pass catchers around Luke Kromenhoek, right? Landon Thomas, one of the top tight ends. You have Cam Davis coming in, one of the top running backs on the offensive line. You have guys like Manassi Atiti. You scroll down, guys like Jonathan Daniels. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you feel pretty good in the trenches with a guy like Armando Blunt coming in. The secondary, obviously, extremely solid. You look at this Florida State class, and not only is it a top 3 class from the player rankings, but it's a complete class. And not a lot of programs put in complete classes where you look at them and be like, are there any holes in the position groups that we have not addressed? You can't really say that. For the Florida State Seminoles, it doesn't sound like they're slowing down. You hear like what recruits say when they visit Tallahassee. Like, Mike Norvell is a coach they want to play for. And I think they're seeing what the product is on the field and how close this locker room is. Like Jordan Travis, obviously, heartbreaking injury in the hospital. Half the team goes and visits him. Like that type of stuff, those high school players, everyone wants to talk about NIL, and Florida State will play that game too. But those guys want to go play for a locker room that feels like Florida State. And that's kind of why you're seeing this so much success on the recruiting trail. If you're a Noles fan, I mean, you got to be thrilled about what is happening in Tallahassee. One of the programs that you take a look and you want to buy stock in a program, buy stock in Florida State because they're going to the moon. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas as usual. Again, shout out to the Florida State fans. Ton of support from you guys. Love talking this program, and we'll talk to y'all later.